It's my birthday month.
Birthday month.
I'm excited. This is Rhea and the
Third
Rev.
best holiday of the year.
The third.
You got Thanksgiving. Well, my birthday month first in March. And then you got Thanksgiving. Because I like to eat my dressing. And then your birthday.
It's Rhea and the Rev. So this is a conversation. I think you also suggested this one. You don't remember?
Which one was it? What are we talking about?
This is about how
to be supportive.
Oh, we gonna remember it now?
I was trying to see if you knew.
How do you feel that I support you?
You pray for me. All the time.
Okay. Anything else?
And you always give me encouragement. Like you do a good job of like, I always find like a little card or note somewhere. I don't know when you find time to do it, but whenever I end up in some meeting space and I'm going through my luggage, I'm taking stuff out, I always find cards, sometimes maybe 4 or 5 cards, depending how long I'm gone, that you have
Little
strategically
notes.
Placed
Yes.
in areas that you know that I'll be getting into. And then even like this most recent one, I didn't see one until I got back home.
I know. I'm like, you gonna use your contact lenses every day, and
Yeah,
I put one there, and he ain't see it till he get back home.
Yeah.
But I do that because you told me early on that one of your love languages, or maybe your primary ones, words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. And you can speak words, but then you can also write words. So, because obviously, if I'm not there and I can't be around, but you appreciate being appreciated, and being.
What was my second one? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Was it gifts?
Yes, it was.
I don't get too many gifts. I get a lot of affirmation. You affirm me with some gifts. That's what you need to do. That's how you can improve the support. Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's do that. So affirming you with more. Whoa. Okay, I just thought about, what did you get for your birthday?
That was so long ago. See, we're going in the past. I'm talking about future stuff. See, you always want to live in the past. I'm trying to go forward. I'm trying to grow. But you just said that not too long ago. You want to grow.
Okay. That's fine.
But I don't remember what was it that you got.
Oh, you don't remember?
Oh, my suit.
Oh, you don't remember?
You did. I do remember. That was
And
good.
Where did you go? And everybody complimented you on your suit.
Yeah. Thank you. That was very nice.
See, what it is that your gifts are much more costly. Men, ladies, come on, give me some comments. Y'all know brothers' gifts are a little bit more costly. Unless they buying us something that...
Yeah, y'all don't mind. Y'all being costly. Should be. But when we don't even talk about what we want.
But I ask you all the time.
You do, and I usually don't know.
Exactly. That's why you don't get it.
That just means you're not really paying attention, because if you were paying attention,
that's not true,
then you know what I like.
And that's how you That's how you ended up with that gift and some other ones.
One time in 2 years. I'm just playing.
You all right? I'm gonna keep asking you. You all right? You know what? I'm gonna get a shirt. You all right?
Right. You okay?
You okay?
Right.
You're salty. You all right?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
But that was good.
So let's get to business, because I feel like we weren't wasting time. But okay, so here's the point of it. How do you support your mate? Mm-hmm. Everybody is different. Everybody needs something different, not even just based on love languages, because there's a different season that requires something that words aren't enough, right? Mm-hmm. So we've had an interesting year. Mm-hmm. I have had an interesting year especially, but I think we made time to be intentional about checking in and seeing what more was needed during those busy seasons. And sometimes it's not just busyness, it's emotional drain. Mm-hmm. Like it can be very taxing season mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So I would love for you to share what ways you feel like you learned how to support me, and I can share also what I've learned about you.
Yeah, I have learned that, especially during times of stress, how you can, kind of go into like a shell, if you will. And now we have our little fun names that we have for each other. Like, I know you kind of go into a shell, so and you get kind of short. So I call you like a little snapping turtle, because you'll go inside your shell, and I have to kind of pull you out, and we'll try to go out to eat, even though we go out to eat all the time, but we try to do something. It might be on a Monday because you have something that's, I can tell, is weighing heavy on you. I also try to give you your space and not take it personal. I know that what's going on in your life. So I try to just make sure that I'm giving you the space that you need to accomplish what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And that might be several hours in a day that you are in your office, just praying, thinking through the game plan, because you're visionary, you're strategic in your thinking. So you could very easily stay in your office for 4 or 5 hours, just kind of mulling through the game plan.
Yeah.
So
working through issues, praying. He's right. And I appreciate that you said you don't take it personally, because a lot of times when one person in a relationship is struggling, whether it's with work, sometimes it's just a God thing. God can be dealing with you about something, and because you're married doesn't mean that you can't have a personal experience that will not impact the other person, because you're one, right? So when I'm working through those things, or just kind of wrestling through whatever it may be, whether it's related to work or family, I appreciate that you are not only attentive to ask the questions about how I need support, but just recently, and it was a very busy season, but I'm gonna just say practically, just making sure I was eating was a big deal, because
you can go, hours without eating, and it might be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and like, I just had, some rice cakes. Some rice cakes.
But it's because when you get, tunnel vision and you want to accomplish something, I've had people to ask, how do you forget to eat? But it's very possible to just get in that grind, in that mode. And this is why self-care is important, but it's just a great blessing to have somebody else who knows your rhythm and your routine to check in and even help you take care of yourself.
Yeah, there've been times when I've have brought stuff up to the church for you to eat, because I know you haven't eaten. Yeah. Or you'll say you're not hungry, but I'll bring you something in the way to the house.
And I'll eat it up. I'll devour it. Yeah.
So
because I get on this one track. So I appreciate that, but then also I wanted to pause here, because there are practical ways that everybody can be supportive. And yes, words and presence, but sometimes it takes a very real action. It takes an action item. And I was just wondering if you all have some comments about that and you want to drop some suggestions. So we also know, and I'm going to share here, that I found for you, giving you your space is also important. I remember a couple of times, even back when we were dating, there was a trip you were going to take and you were disappointed because you couldn't take it. And you were just very sad. I just was feeling bad for you, but you just needed space. Like, you just needed time.
To Ghana? Okay, yeah.
You just needed.
That was rough.
That was rough. I could tell. It was my first time seeing you literally, like, your head was down.
I was a little depressed. I gotta say that, because I was looking forward to that trip, because that was my first time ever going to be able to go to Ghana and meet family, because my dad's from Accra. And so I've always seen pictures and heard stories, but never had a chance to go. And then my dad passed, and so I wanted to go there to surprise my last remaining aunt on his side of the family. And she was turning 89. And, long story short, wasn't able to go. She ended up passing later on that year. So all of that was really, tough.
But the day
it happened, I was excited. I went from high, literally in the airport, thinking about to take off to
crash and burn.
And I don't like to say crash and burn, you're about to get on the plane, but all of a sudden finding out I didn't have all the documentation needed.
Right.
And I had to call you to come pick me up.
Right. And the support, I think.
I was like,
yeah, it was. You were low. And I think sometimes when as you grow in a relationship, you learn how to watch for the triggers. You learn how to assess when a person needs space and not take it personally. But then you also know how to assess when they need you to just be close and maybe not even say a lot.
Right.
I often think about Job and his suffering, and his friends came close, but for the first maybe 7 days or so, they didn't even talk. They said nothing. And the ministry of presence is so powerful, because I've also been in those spaces where I don't need a lot. It's not that I need to eat. It's not that I like a baby. I'm starting to feel like a baby. Are you dry? Are you prepared?
Right.
Are you crying? But sometimes it's just presence. And I think the beauty of being with a person who can understand and know your triggers, but then also be supportive, is literally that support means you're coming along. I think about, you know how trees, when they're really young, they put those stakes by them, that support to help them grow. Like, support helps you to stay alive. Support means that if you're weak, you got somebody to kind of lean on like a crutch, and not to enable bad behavior or to be in a pity party of sorrow with somebody for a protracted time. It's just more about, in this part of life, it's a lot.
Right.
So being present matters.
Yeah. I remember when my dad passed away. He passed away almost 15 years ago now, and it was right around July, 4th weekend, and that was right when The Hangover, the movie had come out, and my best friend was like, "Hey man, let's go check out this movie. I hear it's funny," and I was like, I didn't really want to see it, but we went to see it, and that movie has a significant place in my life because I literally laughed for 2 hours. That's one of my favorite movies. So, yeah. Shout out to The Hangover and Zach Galifianakis.
But it's because it's attached to an emotional place that was a mixture of a bittersweet moment, like the grieving the death of your father, but then someone else who could understand what you might need to help you lift for a few hours. Yeah. And even though when you think about that movie, you think about what happened when you first saw it, but it also lifts you because you can remember a good friend knew exactly what you needed. And I think when we are in relationship, in marriage, we learn how to continue observing, learning, growing, and being present when it matters. Yeah. I am grateful that you are extremely kind and gracious with your time, with yourself. I've seen you go out of the way to just be present. And with my family as well, I'm always grateful that you show up. And there's something about how you like to just encourage. You like to encourage and support, especially when there's a real need. Like if it's fluff and, trivial stuff, you blow that off. But when you sense there's a real need that would help someone or be supportive, and a lot of that I saw early on just in how you care for your mother and taking care of her when she was sick, it helped me to appreciate, well, this is a good person. This is a good man. They always say, ladies, when you can tell a lot about a man by how he treat his mama. And when I learned early on the lengths you went to make sure she had the best health care, and you were her absolute sole provider, doing things that a lot of people would not do. And most times it's the daughter that would, or a niece or somebody else, but you became that for her. Let me know you have a big heart, and I would be able to count on you if I ever needed something that I couldn't handle on my own, because you show up. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I ain't trying to make you cry, because I know.
It seems like you're trying to get some footage.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to give you your words of affirmation.
I appreciate it.
Because showing up and being present matters. And so the conversation today was really just about making sure that, one, you know and grow in knowledge of your partner, to know their triggers. What are the signs that they're overwhelmed? Because not everybody will say it. Not everybody will want to have a conversation about it. They just have to keep moving. You don't always get to sit down and unpack everything, but to know a person and watch their movement and anticipate needs. Like, sometimes I'm going to miss a meal. Not because I don't want to eat, it's just that I can get driven. So I'm learning how to pull back and take care of myself. But the fact that you step in with that support is major. The fact that when you are focused on something, or that you are just taking care of maybe others, or looking out even now for your aunt, there's another kind of support you will need. And then overall, I think what helps is when you are giving whatever that person needs, when the good times are there. Yeah. That's why I leave the notes, the words of affirmation. That's why I do those other things, because sometimes life will not afford us the opportunity to always have these deep conversations, but you can draw on what you know is always present, which is my appreciation for you, my value of you. And then when life gets rocky, hopefully we've got enough in our storage tank that we can reflect on.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Anything else about support?
I think also you have to realize too that support, sometimes depending on the amount of support or the length of time of support, can also be taxing on the supporter. So hopefully when that person comes back around, they can now give them support of some relief, of some joy, of some gratitude, to let them know, I see you, thank you for what you did. I know I probably was a jerk during this time. I apologize.
That's
and
good.
Try to make up. So.
Have you ever felt I needed to do that?
No, I'm usually because I'm usually pretty right. That's most stuff I do.
Yeah.
No, I do.
But that's a legitimate point, though.
I do, though. I mean, I think do I share with you, and I feel like I've been too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I feel like I do the same. Like being able to acknowledge and take ownership of your own offness, some kind of wayness. I think that's a big deal, because if you're self-reflective, if you just are self-aware, you know when you're not at your best self, and it's okay. But we give each other grace for that, because you're human.
Right.
I'm human. We do what we do.
Right.
Last thing I'll say is that you mentioned earlier, sometimes I know I can get short. I know that. I've been working on that all my life. Like really. But sometimes even when I don't say it, it comes through my face. Like I don't have a poker face. My eyes talk all the time.
Right.
I've heard that since I've been in elementary school. Like I'm working on it, okay? I'm trying. It just come out.
One way or the other.
Right, it comes out. But I do also think is a scripture that comes to mind in Proverbs: a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. And a lot of times,
my favorite book.
Yeah, it's your favorite book. And a lot of times I think that when we get into those moments that we are stressed, we're anxious, we're overwhelmed, life is just crazy, and you need support, but maybe you're trying to handle it on your own. Strong ladies out there, you know what I mean? And especially if you're a single sister, listen, you don't have a person, a partner, whatever. Ooh, Jesus. That's another show. But I think that scripture comes to mind because our words really do have weight. And even when you are in need of support or you're trying to support someone else, we have to make sure we're guarding our heart as well. Because words can penetrate, but then if you are supporting and you give grace and you know that person is in a special place, then you don't take it in and become offended so quickly. You know what I mean? So you can, on one hand, the person may be stressed. Remember that grievous words gonna stir up anger. So be careful about what you say and temper, manage your words, manage your speech. But then on the other end, guard your heart, because you don't want to be super sensitive when you're already dealing with somebody who is in a special place. Right. And I think both of those together can make it easier to get out of that season, hopefully, get out of that space and not do damage to one another.
That's why it's very important and we tried to made a point of this when we first started getting really serious, was always communicating from a place of love.
Yes, you said that. So
you can do that even if you are, upset, even if you are stressed.
Yeah.
You can communicate from a place of
love,
or at least communicate knowing that you don't want to hurt the person that you love.
Right. Because thank you for saying that. That was good. That is something we really have constantly brought up. It is that we need to make sure that everything comes from a space where the other person knows, I'm not attacking you, I'm not trying to hurt you, even if it is snippy.
Right.
Even if it's a little cutting. A cut in love is like a scalpel with a surgeon trying to heal you. Then there's another cut with a chainsaw.
Right.
You're trying to kill me.
Right, exactly.
We could go on, but you know what? What's important is that you are discussing with your partner or even your friendship circle. What does it look like to show up and support somebody else? I want to give a shout out to Miss Kim Wells. Y'all saw I had a video earlier this year and she gave me this sweat, but I thought this would be the perfect place to wear it to remind us that we have to keep showing up. Show up in life for your own situations, but show up for somebody else. Be the support they need. And especially in a marriage where you are together, you know, becoming one, I got to make sure you're all right, because that's going to mean I'm going to be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
Y'all, I'm leaning on him. What's this song? Lean on me. This is
also old.
But it's still relevant.
It's still relevant, that's true. I was thinking of, but no, go ahead.
What?
Never mind, don't worry about it.
You thinking of what?
Don't worry. Mine is a little different. Go ahead.
This Rena Rev. Stay tuned. We've got more, but make sure you subscribe, like, and share. But more importantly, let's start leaving these comments, share these with friends, make it part of your conversation. We've got some other things coming I think you're going to really like. So stay close. We'll see you next time. You look cute.
Thank you.